Uh, hey guys, this is Robert from RGL 518. Welcome you back to the channel. Uh, we are at Veterans Stadium. Today's date is April 12th, 1986. The New York Mets taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. This is Fall Classic Baseball test game number 3 as we continue to try to get these rules down as best as we possibly can and to get more and have more gameplay on the game. As I'm getting a lot of people telling me in the comments, some very much like how the game flows. Some do not like the lefty righty splits. Some people think it plays a little bit too much like APA because of the doubles on the hitter cards. I don't know. I mean, like I said, this is gonna be my 3rd game playing it. And this is the 2nd time I'm playing the exact same game. Bears Den joins us here at Veterans Stadium. This is the 2nd time they're playing the exact game. And what I want to show you here is that's a score chart. Steeler fan joins us here as well. That's a score chart from the same game about to play. And I played this game offline by myself with no chat or anything like that. And the Mets won this game 8-6, 14 hits for the Mets, 9 hits here for the Phillies. And I played this game here. The original score of this game was 9-8, and it went 14 innings on April 12th. There were 36 hits total in the game, and that's because it went into extra innings mostly. I had a total of 23. So this is the scorecard for the game I played offline. I thought I'd show it to you. Sid Fernandez takes on Steve Carlton. Both pitchers were rated as a B, got a B grade out of the bullpen session. And so we're going to find out and see how this game goes. It's the exact same game, same run, same lineup, same everything. I'm going to use the fast action card deck. It's right here. And I actually was able to put the charts for the game in a binder. So I have the binder here so I can reach the charts if necessary. The defense charts are now always open. The funny thing is, I actually played this game. How many times I have to play offline to get the Mets to win? Just once. The funny thing is that I did not use the fast action cards in that game. I used the charts. I used the die roll from the D20 is what I did for outs. So if it wasn't a strikeout or a walk or a base hit. But we're going to use the fast action cards again so you guys can see what the play is going to be about. And we'll give this game another turn. I'm already getting people telling me that inside pitch is the one a lot of people really like me seeing play. A lot of people really like to see me play inside pitch. I still have my payoff pitch fans. I've already decided that the next season replay I do after I'm done with the 85 inside payoff pitch will be an inside pitch season. And I've already decided to go inside pitch on the season. And me personally, I am even leering even further to inside pitch as my main game of choice, but not to knock payoff pitch or Fall Classic yet. I haven't given Fall Classic a turn yet. APA was very simple. APA, I just played a few games and just didn't really like it. Bears Den putting me on the big screen. Well, I know I've made it to the big time when I'm on the big screen. So let's see what we got here. This is Mets and the Phillies. This is the game played on April 12th. And the Phillies originally won this game 9-8 in 14 innings. It went extras. So let's see what we got here. We are at Veterans Stadium. Starting pitcher for the Phillies was Steve Carlton. I'll roll a bullpen check for him, and he is going to be graded as a B pitcher. And he was a B in my offline replay. So Steve Carlton will be a B. So let's see how this game turns out. So here's Lenny Dykstra. He'll lead off for the Mets. He is, of course, in center field. So let's see how this game will go. And the first pitch of the game is a 26, and that's exactly the same way my first game started, a 26, and that is a single actually that's an outside. That's an out. That's actually an out. I'm sorry. Lenny Dykstra against the lefty. That's going to be an out. And that is a ground out to the shortstop. My bad. So ground out to the shortstop, 1 down. Since it was not against a righty. Here's the second baseman, Tim Tuffle. He was at second for this game. Bleacher Bums Gaming joins us here at Veterans Stadium, as well as Dave Little. Yeah, I know there, Anthony. I know. Here's Tuffle. And that is a 51. That is KD defense chart. That is a 15. So actually, we pulled the card, and that 51 has a chance for the pitcher to have an error. Carlton's error rating is a 0, so there is no chance for him to get an error. So that's just going to be a ground out to Carlton, and that's out number 2. On a KD check, because Carlton does not strike him out on the 15. And the next batter is Keith Fernandez. He, of course, was at first. Pitch from Carlton. Hernandez, that is a 24. That is a hit by pitch if it's a 1-4. Steve Carlton subtracts 3, so that's a 1. And that is not a hit by pitch. That's going to be an out. And it's going to be a ground out to second base, and the inning will end there. So 1-2-3 inning for the Mets. And the pitcher for the Mets in this game was Sid Fernandez. Let's see what grade he's going to have. And he is going to be a B as well. So both pitchers are grade B on the middle card. And I found out what these out Fs really mean. So let's see how we got here. Geez, I get a lot of people watching a fall classic baseball, really. Okay. So I guess you guys really like the game, I guess. Gary Reedus will lead off for the Phillies. He is in left field for this game. Give me a second here. I did not write down the positions. That's sad. Second base. Thompson was center field. Wilson's a right field, and Russell's a catcher. Okay. All right. So here's Reedus. He'll lead off. Tenacious Strat joins us here now at Veterans Stadium. Pitch to Reedus, 23. That is a strikeout. He goes down right there. That's out number 1. Next batter for the Phillies is Milt Thompson. He's in center field. Pitch from Thompson to Thompson, 32. That's a blank. And Sid Fernandez, a double, a 1-10. That is a 9. And Thompson gets a double. Double for Thompson. He'll go to second base. And here's Juan Samuel. Thompson on at second. 1 out. Pitch to Samuel. That is a 34. That's a blank. And that goes to an out for Sid Fernandez. And that is a ground ball to shortstop. And this man on second advances to third. That's one thing I do like about the cards. The cards already tells you what happens. So it's a grounder to short. So we know Thompson goes to third, but Samuel's out at second for out number 2. And here is Mike Schmidt. Fernandez will pitch. Infield is normal. 41. That is a blank, and that is a walk on Fernandez. Go to his card, and that says a walk. So now runners at first and third for Glenn Wilson. Sid Fernandez trying to pitch to Wilson now with 2 outs. MP Fox now joins us here at Veterans Stadium. Still trying to learn the game. Pitch on the way, 46. That's ballpark. And that is a ballpark check. So 14, we go to the ballpark. Wilson batting from the right side, and that is going to be a foul, an 8-16 with a righty, and that is a foul out. In out, that's a foul out, and that is going to be a foul out to first base. And that will end the inning. So no runs and a hit for the Phillies, and we got no score at the end of one. This is the 1986 season I'm playing, of course. I have the 1969 season coming, and when I receive a season, I'll order a season. So I do like the game. Don't get me wrong, people. I do like the game so far. I'm still learning the nuances. A lot of people are having issues with like doubles and with the doubles and all that shit. Bob's Tabletop Sports coming here on now at Veterans Stadium. So we'll go to the top of the second. Here's Gary Carter. Pitch to Carter is 61. That's a blank. And on Carlton's card, that'll be a strikeout. First strikeout for Carlton. That's the first out. Here's Strawberry. What? This game was this? You thought it was perfect. No game is perfect, Earl. You know, and you know that. Captain Carl 8 joins us here as well. No game is perfect. Not Stratomatic, not APA, not Inside Pitch, not Payoff Pitch, not Fall Classic. No game is perfect. So get that out of your head. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. That's a 22. That is a walk plus, which means Strawberry can steal second and third if he wants to. He automatically gets the jump. So here's George Foster is the next batter. Strawberry has a stolen base rating of a 14. I got Foster at bat. And I think, let's see, 14, so a 70% chance. And Russell has an average arm, so it's a 1-14 no matter what. And why not? Strawberry's going to try to steal. 1-14. And he doesn't. He's thrown out with a 20. How about that? No surprise. Strawberry thrown out with a 20. So there are now 2 outs. And Foster still at bat. You're currently on the fence between this and Inside Pitch. Like I said, I agree with Captain Carl. It all depends on one's taste. Carlton will pitch to Foster. Now with 2 outs. And that is a 23. That is a 23, and Foster strikes out. So no runs, no hits, no errors for the Mets. They do get a walk. And we go to the bottom of the second. And there is no score. Fernandez will pitch to John Russell. See, that's the one thing I do like. The pitcher can have a variable day, which is cool. But my issue a little bit with that is if you got a big game coming up and your pitcher has a bad day, I mean, I don't know. I sometimes have an issue with a little bit of that because that could skew stats. I mean, what if you go ahead and have a pitcher that had an ERA throughout the year of like Dwight Gooden's 85, like a 1.63, and every time he pitches, he has a C for the rating. That's going to make his stats all over the place. I don't know about that. Yes, I did get the chart. Thank you there, Anthony. I did get it. So here's the pitch to Russell. 43, that's a blanket on Fernandez's card. That's a walk if it's a 1-18. That is a 19. That's not going to be a walk. That's going to be an out, and it's a ground out to short. Wow, 19. He doesn't walk him. A 1-18, and he gets him out. The splits are nice, though. That kind of brings back dreams of Stratomatic. Here's Rick Shue. 35, that is a blank. And on Fernandez's card, that is an out. And that will be a ground out to second. These cards are very slippery. 2 men down. Here's Steve Jeltz. What are the dice rolls that determine A, B, or C? 1 to 16, 7 to 14, and 15 to 20. You roll that as they take the mound for the first time. Pitch to Jeltz, that is a 63. And for Fernandez card, that's a strikeout. And that is strikeout number 2 for Fernandez. And the Phillies go down 1-2-3, still no score. I do like the quality of the cards. I do like the fast action deck. And I'll tell you, when you play hybrid with the dice, you do not use that many cards in the fast action deck. You really don't. You do not have to reshuffle. Trust me, you do not have to reshuffle. You do not have to do a shuffle of the fact deck in the middle of gameplay. You do not have to do that. They have 4 different fast action card decks where pretty much these numbers are different, but these cards are the same. Let's see. Here's Ray Knight. He's playing third base today for the Mets. Pitch tonight. That's a 42. That's a blank. Carlton's card is a walk. Knight trots to first. And that is the second walk issued by Carlton. And he had interesting that on the information on the card, they don't have ERA, they have WHIP. They have strikeouts, but they don't tell you how many walks he had. That's interesting. Here's Rafael Santana. Yeah, you could, Dave. You probably could. Knight on it first. He's not going to steal. Santana's not going to bunt. So here's the pitch. That is a 32, and on that's a blank. And on Carlton's card, that's an out. It's a ground out to second base. And on the runner on ground out to second base, and runner advances to second, 4-3. So that tells you that Ray Knight it was a slow grounder, and Knight will go to second base, and that is an out. It actually tells you on the card, runner advances to second. So right then and there, that's one thing I like about the fact cards. So Santana's out, runner on second base. That's 1 out. And here's Sid Fernandez. He has his own batting card. He can hit the ball. I'm going to try to bunt him over. I'm going to try to bunt over Knight. His sacrifice hit rating is a 5. So let's do the bunts. And let's see. Bunt number 1 for terms, the bunt is laid down. So if it's a 5 or lower, the bunt is laid down. That is a 5. Okay. Now we roll to see if it's a good sacrifice. And that is a 1, and it is. So Ray Knight will go to third on the sacrifice, and Fernandez is thrown out at first. And it was a 1. So that bunt was hit to the pitcher. So Fernandez hit it back to Carlton. His only play was at first. And Knight goes to third. 2 outs now. Here's Lenny Dykstra. Runner on third, Dykstra the batter. And that is a 43, and that is going to be a walk. And Dykstra will trot to first. Runners at the corners for Tim Tuffle. Still 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Tuffle. 44, that's a 3, and that is a base hit. That is a single. There's those doubles. The one thing about it is doubles. That's one person that kind of complained that when you roll doubles, you know it's always good for the batter, pretty much no matter what, almost. Well, that's a 44. That's a single, 1 to 17. So I know Knight definitely comes in to score. So Knight comes in to score on a single by Tuffle. We still draw the card. It's a base hit to center field. Dykstra's on it first, and he advances. On with 2 outs. He advances on an average arm in center. Thompson's arm, the ball is hit to center field, and Thompson's arm is average. So Dykstra does go to third on that. And the Mets take a 1-0 lead on a single by Tuffle. I like the fat cards because they really can make plays so quickly and everything like that. And, ID Jester now joins us here at Veterans Stadium. So now runners of the corners with 2 outs still. Here is Keith Hernandez. Here's the pitch, and that is a 14, and that is if it's 1-3, it's a walk, but that is a 10. That is a strikeout. Hernandez goes down, and that will end the inning. The Mets get 1 run on 1 hit and a couple of walks. They lead 1-0 going into the bottom of the third. C&D Baseball TV with Tony Porter is in the house as well. It's like I get so many people that want to watch me play fall classic baseball. What? You guys don't like inside pitch and payoff pitch? Bottom of the third inning. Steve Carlton leads off for the Phillies. Pitch to Carlton, 43. That is an out. And that's going to be, he bats on the left side. That's a ground out to first. Out number 1. Here's Gary Reedus. Crickets. Crickets. Pitch to Reedus. Reedus is 0 for 1. 46. That's the ballpark card. And that is a 6. Reedus hits from the right side. And that is going to be a foul ball into the stands. So he gives a souvenir to a lucky fan in right and down the first base line. We'll do it again. 32 this time on Reedus. It's a blank. And Fernandez, 32, double 1-10. That is a 13. That's going to be an out. And it will be a ground out to third. 2 down. Brandon Baker joins us for Fall Classic Baseball. Here is Milt Thompson. Pitch to Thompson. That is a 34. That's a blank. Fernandez's card is an out. And that's going to be a ground out to second, and the inning will end. 1, 2, 3 inning for Fernandez. He's actually pitching better with that same play, actually pitching better than he did in the game I played offline. At the end of 3, still 1-0 Mets. Top of the 4th, there's Gary Carter. And that is a 13, and that's going to be an out. And it's just a ground, and that's going to be a ground out to first. Out number 1. Here's Darryl Strawberry. Pitch to Strawberry, 13. That's a strikeout. And that is strikeout number 4 for Carlton. And now George Foster. Pitch to Foster, 35. That's a blank on Carlton's card. That is a single. He's a B grade, so that is a base hit for Foster. Trots down to first, and here's Ray Knight. Knight walked his last time up. Pitch on the way, 42 on Knight, and that's a walk on Carlton. Carlton walks Knight for the second straight time. Runners at first and second. Here's Rafael Santana with 2 outs. Pitch to Santana, 61, and that's going to be a strikeout. Carlton strikes him out, and the inning ends there. Strikeout number 5 for Carlton, so no runs, 1 hit, a walk. Bottom of the 4th coming up, still 1-0 Mets. As this game is actually moving along pretty well. Like I said, here's the scorebook from a game I played earlier. Same exact lineups. The final score of that game was 8-6, 23 hits. It was already 7-3 Phillies at the after 4. We're playing the same exact lineup, same exact game, and the Mets are only ahead 1-0. Both pitchers were rated a B in that game. Both pitchers were rated a B in that game as well. Totally different game got going on now. Bottom of the 4th. Here's Samuel. Al Red Sox fan joins us here at Veterans Stadium. Got a great crowd as always. Everybody seems to like fall classic baseball. 45 on Samuel's card. That is a plus. But on Fernandez's card, that's going to be a fly out to center. As I figured out what these out Fs mean. If the out F, depending on the pitcher grade, if the out F is in a B column, it's a fly out to center. A column, fly out to left. C column, fly out to right. And that does make a difference when it comes to like base runners on third or something like that. So that's a fly out to center is what that means there, Tony. So Samuel flies out. And here is Michael Jack Schmidt. I also put the Fall Classic book in binder. So now I have the defense chart open up to me if I need it. Here's Michael Jack Schmidt. That's a 33, and that is going to be an 8, and that is a double for Schmidt. Schmidt cracks. I'm sorry, that's a 33. I'm sorry, that's a single. Single. 33 is a single. Schmidt goes to first. And that's only the second hit off of Fernandez. And here's Glenn Wilson. Yeah, I have 1969 coming in, and 1919 will be my next one after that. I'm probably going to wind up getting all of them, but I'm just going to get them very slowly. When I receive a season, I'll order a season. Could take a couple of years. Who knows? Pitch to Fernandez, 1-2. Wilson, that is an out. And that is hitting from right side. So that is a ground ball to third base. And the runner will go to second. So it's a 5-3. It's a 5-3 ground out. So Schmidt, no double play, 2 outs. And here's John Russell. That's the one thing that's the one thing I did. That's the one thing I do like about, like you said, Tony, is that these fact cards tell you everything you need pretty much. You don't have to worry about any, you really don't have to worry about, you really don't have to, you know, what is it? You really don't have to worry about what do you call it? Calculations. But I have no problem with the calculations for inside pitch, though. I've gotten used to it so well that I can now do them very fast. Here's John Russell, runner on second base. There are 2 outs. Here's the pitch, 33, and that's a 19. It's a walk. Not a single, so Russell goes to first. And now the batter is Rick Shue with runners at first and second. 2 outs. Oh, so you're going to go with inside pitch. Bob, you'll love it. Trust me, you'll love it. If you have any questions, please ask me or please ask Tony. Tony, watch Tony's tutorials. He is a master of tutorials. Watch his tutorials. He can teach you the game from opening the box to getting it right. Watch Tony's tutorials, Bob. BTS. Definitely watch his tutorials. His tutorials are complete, they are concise, and they are right to the point. Watch his games, too. And watch my games as well. And, of course, Anthony does it, too. And that is a 25 to Shue, and that against the lefty, Rick Shue got a single. That is a split single for Shue. He gets a base hit, and on a split single, it's an automatic 2-base advance. So Schmidt automatically scores. Don't have to draw a card. Russell goes to third, and Shue goes to first, and the Phillies have tied it up at 1. That's an automatic 2-base advance on a split hit. On 25s and 26s, that's an automatic 2-base advance. You do not really need to draw a card for that. He put that rule in there to make the split rule a little bit more deadly. So it's tied at 1. Here's Steve Jeltz. As Fernandez having trouble. And that is a 46. That's at the ballpark. It's a 17. And let's see here. Stretch single into a double or out at second. All runners advance 2 bases. Fielded by the left fielder. Use the outfielder's assist rating to check safe or out. Okay, so John Russell, we know, scores. We know Shue definitely goes to third. So it's now 2-1 Phillies on that hit. Jeltz is going to second, trying to stretch it. It's fielded by the left fielder, lose the outfielder's assist rating, and that ball is hit to left, and that is Foster. His assist rating is a 3, is an A3. So a 1-3, Jeltz is out. 4-6, he's safe. He's safe. He stretched it into a double. And now 2-1 Phillies. And the batter now is the pitcher, Carlton. Yeah, they're missing a lot of 1980s replay baseball. That's another reason why I didn't want to go replay. I don't like their system really that much anyway. I wouldn't have gone replay, but they only had a few 80s. So they're missing a lot for replay baseball. That's why I didn't go replay. Runners at second and third. Pitch to Carlton, 22, and that's an out. And that's going to be a ground out back to the pitcher. Fernandez will throw to first, and that will end the inning. So 2 runs for the Phillies on 3 hits and a walk. At the end of 4, 2-1 Phils. Same exact lineup, same exact pitching grades, totally different game right now. Top of the fifth. Leading off for the Mets is the pitcher Sid Fernandez. Fernandez, 55. Oh, he gets a single. How about that? Fernandez gets himself a base hit. He'll go to first. Single for El Cid. Here's Dykstra. Sid actually has a 20 stolen base stealing ability. His jump is a 3, though. I don't think I'm going to steal with El Cid. You know, he has 1 stolen base. Here's the pitch to Dykstra. And that is a 35. And on Carlton's card, that's a base hit. Single for Dykstra. And Fernandez will hold at second, as he should, on a base hit. And that's a base hit to the infield, actually. So that's an infield hit. And Fernandez holds at second. So the Mets are in business now. Here's Tim Tuffle. If you use the auto system, you don't check jump. You're right. You're exactly correct. I was just looking at the jump rating anyway, because I have it here. But you're right there, Tony. Does Colorado have a baseball team? Well, for those of you who watch my Inside Pitch One and Gones, you're going to see Colorado having a baseball team tomorrow, because Game 2 of my 1995 One and Gone and Inside Pitch is the Cardinals and the Rockies at Coors Field. I'll tell you right now, I looked at that Colorado team. That team is loaded at the line, at the plate. But their pitching, however, pitching is not good, really. But they were a good team in 1995. Colorado had a very good team. Remember, they made the playoffs that year. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Pitch to Tuffle, that's a 24. And it's a hit by pitch 1-2. That's a 6. It's not. It's going to be an out. And it's a pop out to second base. And actually, it's going to be, it's a foul pop. It's a foul pop out. I'm going to go with the right die. Foul pop out to second base. That's out number 1. And of course, it's infield fly rule, so nobody goes. And here's Keith Hernandez. Pitch to Hernandez, 11, and that is a 1, and he gets a base hit. How about that? On 11, Keith Hernandez, a single plus on a 1, and he got it. It's 1s across the board. Keith Hernandez gets a base hit, and that's going to be a base hit to right field. Second to home, scores. So Sid Fernandez does score from second. He comes in. First to third, advance if weak arm. The ball is hit to right field. That's Wilson. He has an average arm, so Dykstra holds at second. And Hernandez ties this game with a base hit. It's tied at 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Second to home scores, fast runner first to third. Dykstra actually does make third. I'm sorry. Because it says fast runner first to third. So, and he has a fast runner, Dykstra. So he does make the third base. I'm sorry. I guess is what that means. I'll check it real quick. What was it? Runner first and second. Let me just make sure of that for a second. I know he scores definitely on a hit to right field. So second to home scores, F first to third. So I guess that means the runner on second scores and a fast runner goes from first to third. Is what I'm thinking. Yep, that's what that is. Okay. So I got it right. All right, so I got it right. So tied at 2. Here's Gary Carter. Still one out. Runners at first and third, 1 out, tied at 2. Pitch to Carter. 26 against the lefty. That's a base hit by Carter. That's a single against the lefty. And it's a split hit. So that means an automatic 2-base advance. So Dykstra comes in to score. Fernandez goes to third. Carter's on first. And the Mets now lead it 3-2. No, they didn't make. No, that's okay, Steeler fan. I didn't know what that meant, but I found out what it means now. Here's Darryl Strawberry. Runners at first and third. 3-2 Mets, top of the 5th. 1 out. That's a 55 for Strawberry. That's a 12, and that's a double. That is a double for Strawberry. It's a double to right field. We know Hernandez definitely comes in to score. Gary Carter's on first. First, if he's a fast runner, he advances. If he's an average runner, it's a risk. If he's a slow runner, he holds. He's an average runner, it's a risk. So Carter has to risk it. So he's an average runner, so it's a risk. And the ball is hit to right field, and that's Wilson. And his rating is a 6. So I don't think I would risk that because he's automatically going to be thrown out. He's automatically going to be thrown out. But I guess if it's a risk, I automatically got to make the play. Is that right, Tony? Risk is optional. Okay, I'm going to hold Carter. No need for him to score. Runners at second and third, but the run comes in. It's now 4-2 Mets. As Strawberry gets a double. And here's George Foster. And now Carlton's getting hit hard. 4-2 Mets. Runners at second and third. Still 1 out. Assist question mark is mandatory. Okay, but risk is optional. All right. Pitch to Foster. That's a 24, and that's going to be an out. And it is a ground out to third. Runners at second and third. Runners hold. Runners hold. So the throw goes to first. 2 outs on a grounder to third. Ouch. Couldn't get him in. 2 outs. And here's Ray Knight, and he's walked twice. How did we get so many Mets fans in one place? It's a great place to be. You should try being a Mets fan, Anthony. You might like it. Pitch to Knight. 52. That's a KD defense. That is a 6. There's no strikeout. And 52, short, possible error to short. The ball is Jeltz. His error rating is a 7. That's a 6. It's going to be an error. That's going to be an error. That is an error, and it's a 1 star, so it means batter safe at first, and all runners advance 1 base. An error on Jeltz. So that is an E6. That will score Carter, and Strawberry goes to third. First error on the Phillies. An error on Jeltz. 5-2 Mets. First error on the Phillies. And now here's Rafael Santana. And that is a 22, and that's a 5, and he walks him. Steve Carlton getting blasted here on the top of the 5th. He walks Santana. The bases are loaded now for Sid Fernandez. So I'm going to see if Fernandez can get another hit. Not going to pinch hit here. Bases loaded. Fernandez is going to try to bring in some runs. 25. Nope, that's an out. It's an out X. But it really doesn't matter. And that's going to be a ground out to second, and the inning will end. So the Mets bat around in this inning. The Mets batted around. They went 10 batters to the plate. 4 runs for the Mets on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. There was 1 error and a walk. Halfway through the game, Mets now lead 5-2. Timeout for reset. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Leading off for the Fighting Phils is Reedus. And that is an 11, and that is going to be a walk. And Reedus gets on base with a leadoff walk. And he does have the steal attempt. He has the jump. It's a 16. Carter is an average arm. So a 1-16, Reedus goes to second, and he does. And that is a 1, and I think that could be an error. Hold on, let me check that. If the D20 is from 1 to 5, refer to the catcher's E rating. And the Carter's error rating is a 1, and that is a 1. He made an error. Equal to, that's a steal and an extra base on a bad throw. So Reedus actually winds up on third with a stolen base and an error on Carter. First error on the Mets. Runner at third now on a stolen base and an error. And here's Milt Thompson. Runner on third. Here's the pitch to Thompson. That is a 56, and that is a strikeout by Fernandez. And that is strikeout number 3. Fernandez had 200 strikeouts in 1986. Here's Samuel. Runner still on third with 1 out now. Yes, absolutely, Bob. Watch Tony's tutorials. Watch them. And you know, I also forgot that Tenacious Strat is in the house too. People, don't forget to watch Tenacious Strat's golf. His History Maker golf is awesome. Don't forget to watch Earl's golf. And also don't forget to catch his Stratomatic 2016 season he's doing. It's awesome. I've been watching it. My Mets are going to win the championship in that series, in that season, I think. And Bleacher Bums Gaming, don't forget to watch his awesome channel. So don't forget to watch all of these great channels, guys. Here's the pitch to Samuel. And that is a 44, and that is a 13, and that's a base hit by Samuel. That's a single, and that will score Reedus. And it's now 5-3. And Samuel also has a plus as a that was a 44, so that's also a plus, so Samuel can steal. And he's going to try to go. 1-15 he goes. And that is a 5. And this time he's safe at second. But there is no error by Carter this time. So Samuel beats it. So Samuel has a stolen base. And he's on second now. Still 1 out. Here's Mike Schmidt. 5-3 ball game now. And that is a 21, and that is going to be an out. And it's a pop out. And refer the white die. That's a pop out to the catcher. And depends on what batting slot is up. Roll a D6, and if 1, refer below. Otherwise, out leadoff hitter. Up against the fence. Fan spills beer. What? What? Hold on a second. Guys, listen to this card. It's a pop out to the catcher. Refer to the original right. If die number is a 1, which it is. It's got 3 stars after this one. Depends on what batting slot is up. Roll a D6, and if 1, refer below. Otherwise, out. It's a 2. But listen to what it says. Leadoff hitter, up against the fence. Fan spills beer through the fence. No catch. No error. Cleanup hitter. Catcher steps on mask and trips and does not make the catch. No error. Number 8 hitter falls into the dugout and cannot make the catch. No error. Fan spills beer through the fence. No catch. No error. If it was the leadoff hitter, you got a Bartman result. Unbelievable. Now, that did not happen because I rolled a 2. All right, so it's just Schmidt's out on a pop out to the catcher, but that's messed up. Fan spills beer through the fence. I love it. I love it. 2 outs. Samuel stays at second. That's funny. Here's Glenn Wilson. Fan spills beer through the fence. And you know, since it's on that card, that will probably happen one day. That will probably get rolled. You know it will. I know the chances are very high, but it will happen. Here's Glenn Wilson. 63, and Fernandez, that's a strikeout, and he gets out of the jam. So 1 run for the Phillies, 1 hit, 1 error, a couple of stolen bases, 5-3 Mets now. Yeah, it does seem like, Michael Peters. Now that is a rare play. Yep. Now that did not happen, but you know that it's there, so you know it can. Top of the 6th. You know what? You know who said it here? Mike, what'd you say here? It seems like there is a lot of runs scored in this. Who said that? Who said a lot of runs here scored? Yeah, it seems like a lot of runs are scored. Remember, in the first game I played, the Pirates won that game 3-1. So it's good to see high-scoring games, middle-scoring games, and low-scoring games. That tells you how good an engine really. That tells you how good the engine could be. Top of the 6th inning, and leading off is Lenny Dykstra. Yeah, okay, I knew you said that, Michael. So that's the thing. It's good to see it. So Dykstra will bat against Carlton. Carlton's can't face no more than 28 batters. Wow, that's right. This is going to be Carlton's last batter. He's tired after this. He's tired after this, or at least he can be tired after his next hit or walk. Here's the pitch. That's a 36, and that's going to be an out, and it's a fly out to left. Out number 1. Dykstra's due to bat. Carlton's due to bat 4th. The Phillies will see if they can keep him out there. So Carlton is now tired, but it doesn't. But I'm not going to move his grade from a B to a C until until the next hit or walk. Pitch to Tuffle, 34. Carlton, that's a base hit. That's a single. Tuffle goes to first. Mets get a base runner, and now Carlton is done. Now Carlton. Tony, what do you think? Tony, question. What do you think? If a pitcher is tired and he's a B, after allowing a hit, would you move him just down to a C, or do you make him automatically a D? What do you think, Tony? Would you make him automatically a D, or maybe grade him down to a C, and then the next hit on that one would be a D grade? What do you think, Tony? Because I know I got people. No, now you don't use D yet until after the next hit or walk. And now he's a D grade unless I think I'm moving him to a C, which I'm thinking of doing, instead of just making him an automatic D. Up to you. You pull him. I agree with you, Tony. All right, Carlton is done. Carlton is done. They will go to the pen. You got a lefty. You got 2 lefties and a righty. And the Phillies will bring out Don Carmen. So Carlton leaves with a possible L. And Carlton's rating will be a 17. Carmen's going to be a C. Don Carmen is going to be a C grade. Try D for a roll or two. D is very ugly. I know D is ugly. That's why I like inside pitches fatigue yet. Pitchers just can't be tired just like that. But I don't know. Don Carmen will pitch to Hernandez. Runner on first, 1 out. And that is a 42. That's a blank, and that's a walk on Carmen's card anyway. And that would have been a walk either way. So Hernandez walks, runners at first and second. Here's Carter. Carmen can face 14 batters. Although I doubt he'll face 14 batters. He's due to bat 4th. Yeah, you'll fall off a cliff in this game. Yeah, graphic violence from D grade. Here's the pitch to Carter. 42, and that's going to be a walk also. As Gary Carter's a blank, but Carmen a 42. So Carmen comes out and walks the first two he faces. Bases loaded. And the batter is Darryl. Darryl. Bases loaded. 5-3 Mets. A chance for the straw. Here's the pitch from Carmen. And that is a 46 that's at the ballpark. That is a 3. Strawberry hitting from the left side. And that's going to be a double for Veterans Stadium. All runners score. That goes to the ballpark. And Darryl Strawberry blasts a double. All runners score. Tuffle comes in to score. Fernandez comes in to score. Carter comes in to score. Strawberry goes to second. Probably just missed the grand slam, and he did. That's a 3. He just missed it. He just missed the grand slam. It bounced off the top of the wall. And my Mets are getting some payback. And the Mets now lead 8-3. I think the Mets. I can't pre-record the game, Steeler fan, if I'm telling you re-recorded it. Or maybe I did. How do you know? Darryl Strawberry on second base. Don Carmen walks 2 batters and gives up a bases-clearing double. 8-3 Mets. Still 1 out. And the batter is George Foster. Foster's 1. And we're going to see a new pitcher as Carmen's coming out. Phillies will go to the pen. And they're going to go with Charles Hudson. Hudson's grade is an 11. It's a B. Eight to 3 Mets. Yep, and Robert cheers. Yay! Stadium groans. Ugh. Runner on second, 1 out. Here's Foster. And that's a 25. That's going to be an out. And that is a fly out to right field. Strawberry can run with risk if he wants to. No, I won't do it. You're up by 5 runs. 2 outs. And that's another thing I do like about this game. You have a choice. You have a choice if the one of have the runner goes. One thing about inside pitch I really wish it would do is give you a choice if you want to send a runner. That's one thing I really wish inside pitch would have. I could make up a rule for that. I am thinking of making up a rule for inside pitch, probably playing a safe runner's rule or something, but I don't know. Watch him cry when the Phillies. Oh, you be quiet, General Jester. 2 outs. Hudson pitching the ninth. 52. That's a KD check. That's a 10. Hudson's. That's not a strikeout, and that is a chance of an error to right field. The ball is hit to Wilson. His error rating is a 3. That's a 10. There won't be an error. He'll make the catch, and the inning is over. 3 runs for the Mets on 2 hits and 2 walks. 8-3 Mets. What did I say yesterday? This game is totally realistic. See, the Mets are winning 8-3. I knew this game had realism. I knew this game was 100% real. I knew it. This is one of the best games ever. My Mets are leading 8-3. Of course, this game is real. I said that yesterday, didn't I? Oh. Didn't I always say this game was very realistic? I mean, my Mets are leading like they're supposed to. Okay? This is the 1986 Mets. This is one of the best teams in history. Of course it's realistic. Of course they should beat them. The universe is balanced. No. The universe is balanced. Here's John Russell. Sid Fernandez can pitch to 30 batters. He's still got a little bit left in him. He's due to bat second in the seventh. Fernandez will pitch to Russell. 65. That's a home run check. Fernandez a 1-6. That's a 10. That's not going to be a home run. That is going to be an out. And it's a ground out to first. And that's out number 1. Here's Rick Shue. Next fact needs to be a rain out. Pitch to Shue, 45. That's a blank. Sid Fernandez, that is a fly ball to center. That's a fly out to center field. And that's out number 2. And now Steve Jeltz. I guess the Mets equipment. Oh, come on, you guys. You know, really. That's okay. Everybody hates the bad boys. That's all right. That's okay. 44 for Jeltz, and that is a 19. It's a walk. Jeltz trots down to first. And now is the pitcher, Charles Hudson, with 2 outs. He'll come out, and they will bring in a pinch hitter for Hudson. And since this is the 6th inning, we go by at-bats, and it's going to be Von Hayes. Von Hayes will pinch hit for Hudson. 2 outs, 8-3 Mets. He can grab the right one. We see. Oh, really? You know what? You know what, ID Jester? Never mind you. Here's the pitch to Hayes. It's a 46. That's ballpark. And that is a 20. A 46 goes to the 54 chart. Use wildest section. Okay. So go wildest section. I got men on base, Wilder. So I can't use that off the card. So I got to go to the chart in the book, which is not a problem. So use wildest section. We got a runner on first. And we re-roll. And that is a 13. Topper down third base line. Slow, strong arm third baseman scoops and fires to first for the out. Others let it roll foul. Batter rolls again. So it's hit to third base, and the third baseman is Knight. His arm rating is an average. So that means he lets it roll foul and will redo it again. Really? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's what that is. A good result. So it's a foul ball. So they'll do it again to Hayes. 23. That's an out. And it will be a fly out to center field, and that will end it. A walk is all the Phillies get. 8-3 Mets. Yep, I knew this game was realistic. I said this game was absolutely realistic. Okay, I said it before. This game was truly realistic. My Mets are winning 8-3, as the 1986 Mets should be doing. Totally real. I totally agree here. Totally agree. Absolutely real. Rafael Santana leads off for the Mets. Phillies need a pitcher. They're down by 5 runs. You got a righty, you got a lefty. Let's see. Who do I bring in for the Phillies? You're down by 5 runs. They're going to go with They're going to go with Dave Rucker. He'll come in and pitch for the Phillies. He's going to be a B grade. Rafael Santana will bat against Rucker. And that is a 23, and that's an out. And it's a fly out to center. One down, Sid Fernandez is due to bat. Oh, we're in the top of the seventh, aren't we? Top of the seventh. Sid Fernandez is due to bat, and he has about 3 batters he can face before he gets tired. I'm going to take Fernandez out. I'm going to pinch hit. Fernandez has done his job. And most at bats is used, and that's going to be Wally Backman against Rucker, who will pinch hit for the pitcher. And that is a 65. That's a home run chance, but there's no way Backman can get it, pretty much a -10. Oh, wait a minute. Rucker on a B grade, 1 to 19. Backman is a -10. That's a 16. Oh, he might have had a crack to get that. One home run he had in 1986. But nope, that's going to be an out. And it's a fly out to left. Oh, too bad. Had a big chance to get it. Two outs. Here's Dykstra. Pitcher Dykstra, 36. Rucker, a wild pitch and then a single. So I know what that means. So it means a wild pitch and then the next play is a single. Well, there's nobody on base, but it is a base hit. So Dykstra gets a single. And that's Dykstra's second hit of the game. He'll go to first. And here's Tuffle. Pitch to Tuffle, 46. That's at the park, 16. Wow, I'm getting a lot of at the ballparks this time. There have been games where I didn't roll a 46 at all. That's a 16, and against a righty, that is going to be a foul out. Ouch. He fouls out into foul territory, and that's going to be a foul out to first. FO3, 2 outs. Here's Hernandez. Pitch from Dykstra, or pitch to Hernandez, 23. That's an out, and it's a fly out to center, and the inning will end. No runs, 1 hit. 7th inning stretch, 8-3 Mets. Yep, a very real game in my opinion. Absolutely, very realistic. 7th inning stretch. Timeout. I'll be right back. All right, bottom of the 7th inning. Who leads off? Gary Reedus leads off for the Phillies. You got 2 righties and a lefty coming up. And I'm going to go with McDowell. I'm going to go with Roger. Roger McDowell will pitch to Reedus, and he is a C pitcher. Ouch. So we go with Roger McDowell. I'm playing the splits here, Anthony. Pitch to Reedus. 51. That's a KD chart. That's a 9. He's a C. No chance for a strikeout. So we now check an error check. Ball hit to third base. That's Knight. His error rating is a 6. I'm going to re-roll it, and that is a 1, and Knight's going to make an error. Knight is going to make an error, and that is a 1, and that is definitely, and that's a 1-base error. So Ray Knight commits an error at third, and Reedus goes to first. That's an E5. Second error on the Mets. So Reedus on it first. Here's Milt Thompson. Nobody out. 65. That's a home run check. Roger McDowell 1-4. That is a 4, and McDowell and Thompson just lifted it out of the park. Roger McDowell just gave up a home run to Thompson. A 2-run jack. And it's now 8-5. I don't know. I'm beginning to question the realism of this game now. I don't know about that. I'm beginning to think this game might not be as real as I thought it was. Here's Juan Samuel, now 8-5. McDowell might not be out there long. That is a 43. And McDowell, that is a walk if it's a 1-2. But it's not. It's a 19, so that's an out. And that's going to be a fly out to left. And that's the first out. Here's Mike Schmidt. Remember, this is the 86 season, not 85. This is the 86 season. The best baseball season in history. Know that for sure. Know that in your minds, the 1986 baseball season was the greatest baseball season in history. Know that, okay? And even if you say it's not, it is. There's the pitch to Michael Jack Schmidt. 36, and that's going to be a ground ball out. That's going to be a ground out to first base, and that's out number 2. And the next batter is Glenn Wilson. No, ID Jester, obviously ID Jester, you didn't hear me. I said the best baseball season is in 1986. And even if you say it's not, it is. Okay? You didn't hear me, obviously. Pitch to Wilson, 31, and that's going to be a base hit. Wilson gets a single off of McDowell. And the batter now is John Russell. 2 outs. Luckiest season. You call it luck, whatever you want. It was still the best baseball season in history. Sorry, guys. I told you. You guys don't. I told you it's the best baseball season in history. Here's the pitch. 51, that is off the KD chart. It's a strikeout chance. The 8 is no good. So we roll a check here. 51, second base exotic chart. Ooh, okay. Second base exotic chart. And we got a runner on first. Real bad throw to second base. To second base by second baseman. Runner to third. He scores if left field batter to second. Well, first I got to see if there's an error, obviously. So I got to go to second base. The ball is in the Tuffle's error rating is a 6. That's an 8. He doesn't make the error. So Tuffle makes the play, and he throws to first to get the out. That's interesting, but that's a ground out to second. So 2 runs for the Phillies on 2 hits and an error. 8-5 Mets. Take care, Tony. Good to have you here. We'll see you later. We go to the top of the 8th. Mets leading 8-5. Gary Carter leads off. Dave Rucker is going to come out. Actually, Rucker's due to bat third. Do I want to take Rucker out? Let's see if he gets in any trouble. They'll leave Rucker in there to pitch. Fernandez just snorted the first baseline. Oh, that you guys are just jealous. So Dave Rucker will pitch to Carter. Start the top of the 8th inning. And that is a 14, and that's an out. And that's going to be a ground out to third. That's out number 1. Here's the straw. 33, Strawberry gets a walk. And he has a chance to steal. Stealing rate is a 14. Ahead by 3 runs. Nah, I'll keep him at first. I'll call the steal off. And I'll let George Foster hit. Strawberry on it first. Here's the pitch to Foster. And that is a 52. That's, again, KD defense. That 12 is not going to fall in Rucker's strikeout chance. So it's a possible error to the shortstop. The ball is hit to Jeltz. His error rating's a 7. And that is going to be a 1. Jeltz is going to make an error. Jeltz makes another error, I believe. I think that's the second error he's made. Yep, that's going to be an error on Jeltz, and it's a 1-base error. So Strawberry goes to second, and Foster's on first. An E6. And that is the second error on the Phillies. Runners at first and second for Ray Knight. 8-5. Mets lead. The original score of this game was 9-8, and it went 14 innings. There were 36 hits in the game. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch to Knight. 46 ballpark. That's a 9. And Ray Knight is a BR, and that's going to be a foul out to first base. Hits that into foul territory. And that's out number 2. Next batter is Santana. Here's the pitch to Santana, 44. Single for Santana. Base hit. It's a base hit to right field. Second to home scores. If Second to home with 2 outs. Second home scores if weak or average arm, or with two outs, which there is all. So Strawberry scores from second. And Foster holds it second. It's a base hit by Santana, and the Mets now lead it. Dolly Parton 9-5. First hit of the game for Santana. And we'll see a pinch hitter for McDowell. 8th inning, so I still got to choose most at bats. And that's going to be Kevin Mitchell. Mitchell against Rucker. First and second, 2 outs. Pitch on the way, 15. That's an out. And it's going to be a line out to third. It's going to be a line out to third base, and the inning will end there. 1 run for the Mets on 1 hit, a walk, and an error. 9-5. The good guys are winning 9-5. Bottom of the 8th. Rick Shue leads off for the Phillies. Mets need a pitcher. You got 2 right. You got a right-hander, a switch, and a pinch hitter coming up. And the Mets will bring out Orozco. Let's see if we can get see if we can get 6 outs. Orozco is going to be a 9. He's going to be a B pitcher. Pitch to Shue, 64. Orozco, that is a fly ball to center field, and that's out number 1. Here's Steve Jeltz. And that is a 56. And Orozco, that's a strikeout. Jeltz is out on strikes, out number 2. And we'll see a pinch hitter for Rucker. Let's see, most at bats, and that's going to be Darren Dalton. Darren Dalton will bat for the pitcher with 2 outs. And that is a 13, and that is a walk. If it's a 1-7, it is an 18. It is not, and that's going to be an out, and it's a line out. And it is a line out to left field, and the inning ends there. An L7. 1-2-3 inning for Jesse Orozco. 9-5 in favor of the Mets. I knew this game was realistic. Top of the 9th. Leading off for the Mets is Dykstra. Phillies need a pitcher. And they'll go with Kent Tecovey. And he's going to be a C pitcher. Kent Tecovey will pitch to Dykstra, top of the 9th inning. That's a 34 on Dykstra's card, and that's going to be a single for Tecovey. Since it's a C pitcher, Dykstra has a base hit. And that is Dykstra's 3rd hit of the game. Here's Tuffle. Pitch on the way, 21. That's an out. And that is a fly out to center field. One away. Keith Hernandez is next. 42, and that's a walk. If it's a 1 to 10, that's a 19. It is not. That is an out, and it's a ground ball to first base with a runner on first, fielder's choice, out at second, batter safe. So Dykstra's out at second. Hernandez does take over first, 2 outs. And here's Carter. What day is it? Seems like we've been here. It's late. It's almost tomorrow. Here's the pitch to Carter. 42, and that is going to be a walk if it's a 1 to 10. It's a 14. It is not. It's an out. It's a fly out to center field. And the inning ends there. No runs and a hit for the Mets. Still leading 9-5. Is the Mets going to try to close this out? And I get my first win of my test games. Jesse Orozco will pitch. He does have to deal with the top of the Philly batting order. Here's Gary Reedus. With the Mets leading, I bet we get the first 1, 2, 3, bottom of the ninth, and RJ. We've had that. Come on, we've had that. Jesse Orozco to pitch to Reedus. 62, and that is a strikeout. Jesse Orozco gets him out, 1 down. Here's Milt Thompson. Pitch is a 32. Blank on Thompson. For Orozco, that is a double, 1 to 8. That is a 3. Thompson gets a double. Yeah, see? You had to say something. What? Did you expect a 1, 2, 3, bottom of the ninth? And RJL 518? Come on. Thompson has got 2 doubles and a homer today. He gets a double there off of Orozco's card. And here's Juan Samuel. Here's the pitch. And that is a 45. And on Jesse Orozco's card, that is a fly ball to center. That's a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be out number 2. And Milt Thompson's an average runner, but he's going to stay at second. You're not going to try to risk anything. 2 outs. And here's Mike Schmidt. Last chance for the Phillies. Orozco will pitch. 52. KD chart. It's a 5. 1 to 4. No strikeout. It's a possible error by the pitcher. The ball is hit to Orozco. An error chance for him. His error rating is a 0. He has no error chance. So as a ball back to Orozco, he grabs it, pumps once, pumps twice, throws to first. That's your game. Mets beat the Phillies 9-5. We have a happy recap. How about that, people? Section 518 cheers. Yay! As the Mets pick up a nice win. See, I told you this game was real. My Mets win games, see? Let me get the line score here. This is weird. So there was 1 run, no runs, 1 hit. So let me get a line score here for you guys. For the Mets, 9 runs, 12 hits on 2 errors. For the Philadelphia Phillies, 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. Fernandez does get the win. Carlton takes the loss. There is no save, but there is no save, although McDowell, there actually is no save or holds. So that is it here for my test game. Will I do one tomorrow? Probably, I guess. You guys seem to have a lot of fun with it. So I'll do another game tomorrow. I think did the Mets play the Phillies on that day? Or let me see here. Yep, it was Rick Aguilera versus Shane Rawley for Sunday, April 13th. So, yep, we will have a game. We will have another we'll have another test game. It will again be the New York Mets taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Rick Aguilera will go up against Shane Rawley. I guess I'll have that game tomorrow. I love all my guys in the chat. You know that. Thanks for joining me, guys. Philip Reynolds, Steeler fan, Bears Den, Bob's Tabletop Sports, Captain Cole, Bleacher Bums Gaming, ID Jester, Glenn Peral, C&D Baseball TV with Tony Porter, Kevin Hayes, Brandon Baker. Thank you all for joining me. Tenacious Strat. Check out Al Red Sox fan. Check out all the channels, people. They are the best. Thank you all for joining me tonight. See you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. Patch 83 joined me for a game. Wow, it is good to see you there, Patch 83. I hope check the replay. I hope you'll enjoy it. An honor that you joined me there, Patch. I've heard nothing but great things about you from Dave Garner, Al Red Sox fan, and of course, Uncle Ron. See you guys later. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.